Hey friends, welcome back into this new video tutorial with OSP Pro. In this video today I'm going to be working with you again, showing you one of the simple and the nice concept a little bit. Now for you guys, I hope most of you guys maybe are complete Flask beginners and maybe Python beginners, and then you want to join a little bit of your HTML and understanding what do we do here, what is it return. Now remember, we happen to create up our simple Flask. Let me explain this a little bit before I go on further. Now inside the Flask, as the main Flask, we have one on us a library called the Flask inside there, which gives us a chance to call for that main function by the name, and then by the time we wrote is like one on us, how is it going to be passed through, how is it going to be behaved to call for this app to bring us here down. And this art means nothing but, for instance, to help us to handle something called errors in the programming. We don't only use it in a Flask, but I actually use it in most of my projects, whether I'm in PHP or whatever. I tend to use art a little bit in my projects. I think you can see some of them is here. This is it. This one gives me a chance whenever I'm dealing up with the PHP or another program language to handle errors. Like for instance, if I told the ID is not passed through, let not give the error to the system user, because I make projects for and system for clients which I'm not going to be there, so it's going to be alone. So the same thing also the way they passed here, it's to handle the error. That's the main importance of that art, because I know you may ask me, or I know some of you guys later on you will comment down below and try to ask me that. Then home is any name that you're giving up your app application. Okay, like for instance, if I change this name right now, our app is going to stop working. This is it. If I come down here and I change that one to maybe let me just call it maybe to YouTube, just change it to YouTube and I save it. As I call to YouTube and I save it, I think you can see it loads the new name to that given name. This is the name you give to your point, because it's going to be pointing it here, and because it's the one which is next, is like you define your function, is the function you're defining, and you're giving it to be pointing to this and returning this. So definitely give us that, and when the point thing refreshes up, it gives us a chance to come in here and then start up our stuff. So I hope you guys are done with this other stuff. You can now get the virtual NZV and all those scenarios. So this is it. So if you do that to get it, let me just utilize 1 minute here and I show you how to add your CSS into this Python simple application. Now I will organize help in the next video. Don't forget, in the next video I'm going to be showing you guys how to start creating up your Flask application by adding it adding more features and understanding how the Flask is built. Now, but here, let me just show you here. For instance, you can add a div class, you can add your H element, like for instance, if I add H1. So it's like you're adding up your HTML element inside Flask, and also maybe if you transport. So if I just save that, it's going to give us a chance that by the time the page loads up, it gives us a chance to, if I load that page, I think you can see it is now an HTML element. You can even go further in your HTML element and add the one as a class or CSS. Like style blah blah equals to this, but this is not the right way to do things in a Flask. I don't want to be hiding to you, it's not the right way. I'm just showing you this to make you understand that actually just your HTML and CSS is enough for you to go to Python and start creating up an application. Is what I want to let you guys know, but this is not the right way. I will show you the right way as we go step by step to understand how Python is built with the Flask. Like for instance, if I say background, if I'm adding up my own simple CSS background, if I say maybe blue, and maybe I also added the color to my CSS or stuff like that, like maybe say white, it will definitely give me a chance to do all those stuffs together. So if you go back on application here right now and I refresh here, I think you can see the background is blue and all those scenarios. You can even go further here and even talk of the maybe text alignment, which is always text aligned. Like maybe if I say I want it to be in the center, so something like that. So if you do that, you're going to give us a chance to push that element in the center. So most and all of the HTML element that all HTML CSS behavior and all those HTML elements that you want to pass in this Flask, we can always pass them there. So that's not a big problem. But now let's get to know how do you get started and how do you frame up everything and how do you break everything to understand how things moves. So let me show you on the next video. This video is just how to add HTML and CSS inside the Flask. Now on the next video, I'm going to be working with you guys, showing you how to customize a real application and creating up a simple application, real understandable kind of web application with the links and all those scenarios. So I'm going to show you in the next video. Stay tuned and hope you want to enjoy. Thank you.